and welcome back to Soul. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you join me, and I am really, really excited about today's episode because it's going to be a short and sweet one that is going to look a little bit at a very important topic that is probably given more importance than it should, but that's the topic of confidence and wins. Now, we've spoken a little bit about wins, but what I want to talk about is more the confidence aspect and how to build that up through wins. Now, we often think confidence comes from those huge life-changing achievements. Getting the dream job, graduating, landing the internship, right? Getting into the best dream relationship, running a marathon. And those are incredible achievements, don't get me wrong. But here's the truth, which, food for thought, we always like to speak about the truth. Confidence is actually built in much smaller doses. Now, I want you to think about confidence and how to build it up for yourself in terms of micro wins. A micro win can be, for example, finishing a book. It could be a book that you've been reading for a month, and that's absolutely fine. It could be a book that you're currently reading, but it has been, in fact, 6 months. It could be finally cleaning your room or cleaning out a part of your closet that has been there for ages and you just never found the time to do it. It could be showing up to the gym, even though you signed up to the gym months ago or years ago. It could be sending that email that you've been putting off, or even just drinking more water than the usual. Tiny? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. And this continues a little bit as part of what we talked about last week about how to become the 10 out of 10. But my challenge to you is 2 things. Once a month, I want you to celebrate a micro win. And once a year, I want you to think of a macro win. Your bigger achievement, the one that really stretches on. It could be something that took you months to do, which is absolutely fine, but is really something really big and you're really proud of that achievement. Not to say that the once a month ones aren't big achievements, but this will allow you to build up that confidence and think back, reflect, and realize, oh, wow, I've done something huge, even if it is micro. Even if it is something that in the eyes of others is, oh, well, I finish a book a week. Oh, it took me a month to finish a book, but I did it. Forget about the others. Just focus on yourself. For me, my macro win this year is training for a 10K run. Now, I haven't actually run a 10K just yet. It's still happening in November. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but my win is that I'm training for it. Now, for a hardcore runner, I know that 10K is nothing, but for someone who's more of a yoga, Pilates kind of gal, it's huge for me to have to focus on strength training and going for a run in the rain in rainy London and doing all of that. And every time I choose the gym over snoozing, those are the micro wins, right? I showed up to my run today. Even if it's a 2K run, I showed up. Find those little things. And the beauty of it is your wins are yours, right? Those 2Ks could be nothing to a marathon runner. But to me, they're huge. And they don't need to compare to anyone. They don't need to compare to other bigger wins that you've done. It could be that, oh, you've got a PhD, but then you've decided to sign up to a course. Okay, a course is not a PhD, but no, actually it's huge. And I really want you to reflect on that and own it. Own your micro wins, own your macro wins. It could be as big as launching a business. It could be reaching out to a potential supplier for a business. It could be submitting an application. And it could be just getting out of bed. Macro wins are wonderful, but they're built from the small bricks of micro wins. And that is why my invitation to you is to try to really have a goal in a month that is a micro win. And once a year, even if you haven't set the intention for it, I want you to look back on previous years and identify macro wins that you've gone through. I even saw this post, I think it was on TikTok or Instagram, the usual, and someone was talking about how once a quarter, they should have like a medium win. Once a year, they should have a big win. And then once a month, they do like those little ones. For your once a month, if you'd like to change that to once a quarter, that's totally fine. But then he also said, if you look back, you'll realize that you actually can always find a win because you decide what's a win as well. you'll realize when you do this reflecting that you're already doing so much more than you thought you would. You're doing more than enough. And honestly, you're amazing. We're all amazing. So this week, my invitation for you is simple. What's your macro win? What is your micro win? If you don't have a macro, put it to the side. Think of what your micro win is going to be for this coming month. And with that, I wish you a happy October. I remind you that all of this we do step by step, day by day. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you next week on Soul.